Welcome to Safari Louie, the channel that brings the Columbus Zoo right to you. And this is your first video? Then hit those like and subscribe buttons, along with that bell icon, to officially join the Columbus crew. Thanks to this Ohio weather, I prefer staying inside for right now. But luckily, the warmer weather is still not too terribly far away. Luckily, in this short, we're back in one of my favorite buildings here at the Columbus Zoo. And like the last short, we're still back in the shores. Yep, we're going back to the Reptile and Amphibian house. I know we were here just about 3 months ago, but there has been a whole lot of changes, species-wise, to be exact, in the building. Like every short, I'll touch up an animal that kind of missed out on the main episode of that video. And like I always do with shorts, just in case if we always do, get new animals, which, obviously this winter, we got a whole lot of new animals. Capitals only, like a lot of new animals. Because today, we're going to the hot African Savanna, the lush and tropical rainforests of South America, the Florida Everglades, and even the deserts of the southwestern United States. To see, once again, some really cool reptiles, because, this is one had to be one of the best few herpetariums ever that I ever been to, I should say. And I know, there are still a lot of zoos that have a lot of herpetariums like this, but, because of me growing up here, I always stick to this herpetarium, which I get it. But I know there's still going to be a lot to see in. But anyway, with those quick updates out of the way, let's make our journey through this reptile attraction. For this short, we're going to the reptile lab, where you can pet the zoo's reptiles. And on this day, I'm very surprised, because, what I'm petting right here is actually my favorite snake of all time. Though, as you can see, petting with one hand and also filming the other hand was quite difficult. But anyway, this right here is the African Kenyan Sand Boa. But anyway, Kenyan Sand Boas like this one, they are constrictors, which means that they are related to other species of boas, pythons, and anacondas. And luckily, they are not venomous. And also, this is actually a fully grown adult. So, there's no reason to fear these beautiful looking snakes. Which, again, this is my favorite snake of all time. Across from the lab, we're going to the tanks that are usually home to a couple of the zoo's turtles, and even the zoo's hellbender, or snot otter, really. But anyway, in here, you find the Mata turtle. The Mata kind of missed out on the main episode, so luckily they're keeping in touch here. But anyway, the Mata, almost looks like a fallen leaf, which, I get it. I absolutely get it. They live in the rainforests in the Amazon River of South America, as well as the Amazon milk frogs. This right here is actually one of the newest species here at the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium. Their arrival, which, I do not know when they arrived. I'm going to guess, obviously, sometime this winter. Currently, we have 4 Amazon milk frogs that are living with the Mata turtles. But they're usually in a high perch, as you can see. Anyway, when you're going to the jungles of the Amazon, be careful. Because, like poison dart frogs, and sorry about the brightness for the camera, but anyway, Amazon milk frogs are considered poisonous, basically like poison dart frogs. And like the amphibians we'll see later, milk frogs usually get poisonous from the diets, basically like the same thing what a flamingo does to stay pink. But anyway, since these guys are living here in the zoo, and alone with the other frogs, there are no harm to the staff members because they feed different diets. So, in zoos, they are not poisonous. But in the wild, like I just said, because they are diets, they are poisonous. We are now in the desert section, and right next door to the spiny-tailed and blue caiman blue iguanas, this exhibit is for the Florida Cottonmouth. And for those of you, just to be clear, the main episode, that was for a western cottonmouth. This is a Florida cottonmouth, like I just said. Western cottonmouths are actually much smaller, and Florida cottonmouths, like this specimen, are huge. Not only they are huge, but they are venomous. they're America's only aquatic pit viper. And just be clear, if you do go in the Florida Everglades, be careful. Because one, well, not just because their size and also their venom, and also, like I said, they are aquatic, which means they can swim. So that's another reason why, well, just to be a little heads up in the Florida Everglades. Because, well, with gators and giant snakes like pythons, Florida panthers, and now the venomous cottonmouth. Continuing the venom theme, and right next door to the cottonmouth, well, we're leaving the Everglades, and we're now in the Sonora Desert to see another of the zoo's newest residents. Two new residents. First up, the banded rock rattlesnake. The banded rock gets its name because, well, one, as you can see, they usually live in the rocks. And second, for their stripes. And, well, as you can kind of see, this banded rock rattlesnake apparently loves its companion, which that one is the Sidewinder Rattler. The Sidewinder, which gets its name because, well, kind of like you see in some videos or the documentaries, Sidewinders, well, make kind of like an S. They move like an S through the dunes in the Sonora Desert. And, well, just like the other species of rattlesnakes we have here in the reptile house, well, yes, these two are also venomous. And also, their tail, which gives their name, well, if you hear that little rattle, well, that means back up, stay away, I will bite you if you're trying to attack. So, that's one reason why you should also be, well, cautious when you're going in the Sonora Desert of the United States. While I was filming, my friend Garrett wanted to show me something, and I'm very glad he did. Because, well, near the Savu Python exhibit, well, this is usually, well, the paradise for poison dart frogs. And what you're looking at here, well, for the first time, the golden poison dart frog. Even though I don't have the best quality for my camera. Anyway, this is a golden poison dart frog I just mentioned. Well, you may think, wait a minute, why is it not completely golden? This could be a different morph. There are some real golden poison dart frogs like this. But like a black leopard, and probably also the same thing I just mentioned about the milk frogs, because, well, golden poison dart frogs would need to eat toxic ants for them to, well, get toxic. And probably also that means the same thing for its color. But here in zoos, well, I know there are some true golden frogs, but as you can see, they are not harmless. And yes, they do live with the Panamanian golden frog, which is a critically endangered species. And also, my favorite, the Anthony's poison arrow frogs, or poison dart frogs, whatever you want to call them. It's probably your choice. I mean, I'm not going to complain. Do you remember this exhibit? Yep, we were literally just here 3 months ago. Because, again, there's another update. Anyway, there used to be 3 species the last time we were in this exhibit. Now, there are 4. Yes, 4 snakes. 3 rattlers and 1 non-venomous snake. And surprisingly, because, well, I always thought rattlesnake species, well, do not tolerate each other. Like, basically like these two. But they all are getting along very well, especially in the past couple of months. Like I mentioned, there has been an update in this exhibit. And no, it's not like the same thing we happened last time. Though it kind of did get something new, you probably already tell. But anyway, the species list for this one, you already know this, the Canebrake Rattlesnakes, they're still here. And also, not very visible, but in the log, the corn snake. Again, not venomous. Don't need to worry about it. And again, the Eastern Diamondback, which we now have 2. One on the top of the log and one on the bottom. So we have a companion. A new resident, the Dusky Pygmy Rattler. They actually used to live where the Banded Rock and the Sidewinder live. Now they've taken up here with the other rattlers. In other news, earlier this winter, there has been a couple of hatchlings of the Dusky Pygmy Rattler. And those were the newest updates at the Reptile and Amphibian house here at the Columbus Zoo. And for those of you who like to see new species, well, the Reptile house is clearly a worth seeing visit. Especially, well, reptiles you may have never seen before. Also adding with the amphibians as well. Because, well, there's pretty much almost a dozen amphibians in the house. Anyways, let me know what you think about these new species by leaving a comment below. And like I always say, if you want to join the crew, then hit those like and subscribe buttons and that bell icon to always get notifications. And, well, I hope you have a nice day. So long, folks.